Hello everyone, myself IAS41. Today we will be studying IAS41 agriculture. We will study this conceptually and in a summarized way the whole IAS. This is applicable to those businesses who are involved in the agriculture activity. So we'll see to which aspects, to which things IAS41 is applicable. First of all, what is agriculture activity? Agriculture activity means the management by an entity of a biological transformation and harvest of a biological asset. So there are two things. First is biological transformation. Second is the harvest of biological assets for what? For sale or for conversion into agriculture produce or into additional biological asset. We'll understand this definition before we should know the terms, basic terms. That is, what is biological asset? Biological asset means a living animal or a plant. Living animal can be cow. Okay, so you are managing, a business is managing biological asset for what? For biological transformation and harvest. Biological transformation means the changes in that biological asset. The changes, that is growth, degeneration, production or procreation, that cause qualitative and quantitative changes in biological asset. Or the harvest. Harvest means till the point of cutting the plant or getting the fruits, collecting the fruits, on getting an agriculture produce. Say in case of cow, you are getting a milk, which is agriculture produce. Point of harvest till the point of getting the milk, IAS41 will be applicable. But it will not be applicable for the milk. Before that point only. If you in the business you are using milk as your inventory, you are selling it, then IS2 will be applicable on the milk. Similarly, for the fruits that you are getting from the plant or you are cutting the crop, that crop will goes into IS2 or any other standard according to the treatment that you are giving to it. IS41 is applicable to plants but not to bearer plants. These are specifically excluded. What are the bearer plants? Bearer plants are the plants that can be again reused for the production or supply of agriculture produce for a period of more than 1 year, and there are no chances that you will be selling it as an agriculture produce. So these bearer plants are covered in IA16 PPE. Example is mango tree or your grapevine, because these are the trees which will give you the fruit. Still the tree is there, it can give you more produce. So this will be covered in property, plant and equipment, and not here. This is not for the case of bearer animals. There is no concept like that. So this is only applicable for bearer plants. Excluded from the scope of IS41 till the point of harvest, as we discussed earlier. For example, if I am into a dairy farming business, so for me, what is biological asset? A cow is a biological asset and covered by IS41. What is my harvest? At the time of harvest, I will be getting the milk, which is my agriculture produce. So that produce will not be covered by IAS41. It will be covered by IAS2. If we are processing that milk to get the cheese or any other product, still it will be covered by IAS2. What is the scope of this IAS? It will tell you the accounting of biological asset, transformation and changes, measurement and changes in your carrying amount. What are the specific exclusions from this IAS? Specific exclusions are land for agriculture. If you are you are getting land, if you are thinking that is related to agriculture, so it will be covered in this IAS. No, it will be covered in PP as the normal case. Intangible assets, it will be covered in IAS38. Intangible assets, bearer plant, still it will be covered by IAS16 PP. And after harvest, any produce that you are getting will be covered by IAS2. For all these things, IAS41 is not applicable. Now we will see what can be the changes and what is the transformation. It can be growth or degeneration. Growth means any addition in the value, degeneration any decrease in the value. Growth can be because of production or procreation. What is production? Production means you are getting product, agriculture produce, which is milk. In the case of cow, procreation means baby of an animal. In case of cow, you are getting calf. So that is Creation, increase in biological asset. Degeneration means death of an animal or death of a plant, or the health of animal is not good, it's not giving you any benefit, then it's degeneration. Specifically, if I see the what will be the entry when I am purchasing my biological asset, then my biological asset will be debit to cash if I'm purchasing it on cash or anything else or accounts payable. Now, what is happening? I got a another baby calf. Then my biological asset will increase again. P&L, that will be the increase because I'm not paying that. All the expenses related to this will be recognized in P&L similarly. So when will you recognize a biological asset? I will recognize, this is the same criteria as mentioned in IAS16 property, plant and equipment. When we have the control to use the asset, future economic benefit will flow to the entity and fair value of the cost can be measured reliably. But what case of measurement for this IAS, initial and subsequently. Subsequent means at the balance sheet date, and in both the cases, I will recognize it at fair value less cost to sell every time and not the cost. What is fair value less cost to sell? Fair value less cost to sell means I'm getting the fair value. From that, I'm deducting any expenses which I believe to be incurred on the selling and other further processing expenses. If you're not able to estimate this fair value less cost to sell, then you can use fair value less depreciation, accumulated depreciation, and any impairment loss. Because this is an asset, you have to test this asset for depreciation, you have to apply regularly, you have to test for impairment loss also. At the end of every balance sheet date, I will again calculate my fair value less cost to sell. And obviously, I will get the gain or loss. Anything, gain or loss, I will put it in P&L directly. Gain and loss can be due to physical changes, means another animal, or changes in the price. It can be positive, it can be negative. Changes can be due to changes in the market price. What will be the treatment if you get government grant in this? Any government grant that you will get, you will put it into P&L. Remember not to decrease from the value of the asset, which is P&L. And another thing, we have to see what all are the conditions attached with that government grant. If you are assessing, you can fulfill that, and they are fulfilled also, then you can in P&L. See, IAS 20 is not applicable when you are recognizing this asset on fair value less cost to sell. But if you are recognizing in fair value less accumulated depreciation, less impairment loss, then IAS 20 guidelines will also be applicable. Now, see disclosures, we have to say what is the class of animal, what is the plant. Like if it's cow, you have to mention it's a fish, how many animals, how many in fish, how many in cow, how many plants, like that you have to disclose. You have to disclose their value also. Nature of the activity means it's a consumable. Error. Maturity, how after how much time period it will get matured and all. So this is all about this IAS41. Basically, it states that every balance sheet date you will check fair value less cost to sell, and in any increase or decrease you will put in P&L. Government grant you will put in P&L. There can be changes due to physical things like producing more animals or changes in market price. And what another thing? What are the exclusions? Land for agriculture should not get covered. Intangible assets, bearer plants, after harvest, anything. These activities are excluded from the scope of this IAS. So in the next lecture, we will study comprehensive example to get more clarity about how will be the treatment in the books of accounts of biological asset and produce. Thank you.